What year were you born?
1924.
Right. So that's just after the First World War, isn't it? So it's a long time ago now.
Well, I don't remember. I mean, the war had been over 4 years, hadn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
So the war had been over 4 years. I don't remember very much, and not anything about the war, because by the time I suppose I started to think, well, you'd be 4 or 5 or something.
Yes.
I don't know. I just went to school and that was it.
So the family lived in a Victorian terraced house.
We lived in Chalk Farm.
Yes.
The reason for that being, of course, I am told my grandfather had been in charge of Camden Goodyard
Yes.
during the First World War. I can't remember at all what Dad did. I've no idea. We lived in an old Victorian house on the upper floor. And of course, there was no electric light. It
Really?
was all gas lights. And gas lights in the street.
Oh.
The gas man came and lit the light every evening. But I had one single uncle then. And he had a room on the first floor. And we had the top floor. And I had a bedroom in the attic. My youngest uncle was trying to make a radio. And you had to have, I think it was just a piece of steel or something, to clean the bits. And what do they call it? A cat's whisker.
Yeah.
I suppose when I was 5 or 6, we did have a radio, but you had to take an accumulator to the shop down the road every week and bring the accumulator back.
In those early years, which school did you go to?
I went to Haverstock Central School.
Ah, okay. So that's on Haverstock Hill up in Hampstead.
Yes, sort of opposite Chalk Farm Station.
Right.
Why I think schooling must have been quite good,
Yes.
although I didn't finish it. Eventually, when I decided I wanted to take, well, I went to Barnet College and did a bit of shorthand. Then I decided I wanted to teach. So I obviously had to take a very good English exam.
Yes.
I took it and I got it very easily. And this must go back, right back to school, because I'd had nothing since I was 16.
Yes.
I didn't finish school, so you had no school cert or anything. But that came, and I could teach, and I taught Westminster College.
Yeah. Okay. So we get the outbreak of the war.
Yes.
So what happened then? When the war came, obviously it stopped your studies.
Everything stopped. Well, I don't know about everything. School stopped. All the schools were closed. Well, here was I, 16 and something, and I had to go get a job. I was offered railway portress, bus conductress, because we had buses where you went upstairs, and the bus conductor was a penny. And she offered me hospital. Yes, did I want to work domestic work in a hospital? She said, "Oh, would you like to work in a government office?" Well, I didn't have much choice, did I? So I took the government.
And
I
that,
took the government office.
and that was the Air Ministry.
It was in Kingsway. That was all right. Had to do some nights and what have you. I was in there when it was bombed. The thing came over, hit the flagpoles on Butch House. Do you know Kingsway? And
Yes, yes.
the
Bush House
Aldwych?
is at the bottom of, yes.
I hit the flagpoles and it took the whole front.
This is one of the German V1 missiles.
It was called a Dastral House, you see. And it took the whole front of the building.
Brilliant.
So the girl that sat behind me, she was out lunchtime. She was killed that day.
Right.
I saw things I never want to see again. I saw a New Zealand officer, a sheet of glass right through his throat.
My
You
word.
know.
Yeah.
And when I tell people we work 12 hours a day, sometimes we worked all night, they can't believe it, you see. But we had a war, didn't we?
Yeah. After all the hardships of the war, when it ended, VE Day must have been such a special day. Do you remember what you did on VE Day?
I don't remember a great deal, and I've been trying to think about this. I do remember walking all the way down the Mall, outside the palace, where there are hundreds and thousands. Everywhere you went, there was this bottle of wine and cigarettes. I don't remember ever buying cigarettes before, but I do remember buying because you'd want to hand one back and hand it around.
Oh, yeah, yes. So it was like a big party.
Well, it was like a big party. It was a party that went on for several days, you know.
It wasn't an easy time after the war, was it? I mean, rationing was still going on.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, rationing was going on. And
So what could you have and not have? What was rationed?
1 egg a week.
And all this time you were still working at the Air Ministry.
That's right.
You stayed 40 years, so you must have enjoyed your work working for the RAF.
The greatest thing I did probably was the pay review executive committee, which brought all of them together.
You loved walking in your spare time,
I love walking.
and you used to be a guide, didn't you, for walking holidays?
Well, yes, I'm a founder member of Potter's Bar Rambling Club, but I belong to another one at Golders Green. Wherever there was, if I can go in the country and walk, that's it. I've walked to some weird places.
Which ones?
I've walked all over Iceland.
Yeah.
We went to Iceland as a little group. Terribly rough and ready. I mean, we had a rucksack. And we slept in animal huts. We slept in caves. I mean, when you're in an animal hut, you want to spend a penny. You've got to get out, walk all down the steps, go and dig your own hole. I went to South Africa. My cousins were out there. I only went for holiday. So I've been to Kruger Park and wandered a bit in South Africa. The place I would really love to have wandered, I wasn't allowed to.
So in retirement, you've kept busy though, haven't you?
Well, you have to. You have to keep busy. You have to do things, don't you?
You like
I mean,
people.
This business of now, of not being able to do things.
Mm.
I mean, you know, I did those cushions,
Mm-hmm.
that Italian quilting. But somehow after the lockdown, I've lost a lot of self-confidence. You know?
I do. I think a lot of people have. A lot of people have.
Well, I don't go out without the bus, you know?
The minibus, yeah. Yeah.
I do very well, really.
But as an organisation, do you think the Good Neighbour Scheme has been a big help to you?
Well, without it, I couldn't exist, could I?
It's been very enjoyable. Thanks for talking about your life, Lily.
So do you know much about my life now?
We do.